There is a quiet place many people live in without realizing it. Not failure, not success, just almost. Almost starting the thing that matters. Almost saying what you really feel. It's almost choosing the life that feels closer to you. From the outside, everything can look normal. You move through your days, you make plans, you think about the future. But somewhere beneath all of it, there is a gentle pause that never quite resolves. A life that remains slightly unfinished. You may notice it in the way decisions stretch longer than expected, not because you are careless, not because you lack ability, but because some quiet part of you keeps waiting for something invisible to settle first. The right moment, the right certainty, the right feeling of readiness. And so, the step forward stays just slightly out of reach. Not rejected, just postponed. This space of almost can feel strangely comfortable, unsettling, but familiar. It's like standing at the edge of a doorway without crossing it. You can see what's on the other side, but you remain where you are, quietly holding the frame. Often this pattern begins in places where the cost of being wrong once felt very real, where mistakes carried consequences that lingered longer than expected, where approval, stability, or belonging depended on getting things right. In environments like that, the mind learns something subtle. It learns that moving forward is not only about desire, it is also about risk. So a quiet strategy develops. You move close to the edge of change, but you stop just short of the point where things become irreversible. Not because you lack courage, but because some part of you learned that caution protects something important. Over time, this strategy becomes invisible. It blends into how you think about your own personality. You may describe yourself as someone who is careful, someone who thinks deeply before acting, someone who waits until things feel right. And all of those things may be true. But beneath them, another rhythm might be quietly operating. A rhythm of staying just near enough to possibility, without fully entering it. Almost becomes a kind of emotional middle ground. Safe from disappointment, safe from exposure, safe from the weight of real consequences. Because once something fully begins, it also becomes real enough to change. It's real enough to succeed, but also real enough to fail. Real enough to shift how people see you, real enough to shift how you see yourself. And the mind, remembering earlier moments when change felt unpredictable, sometimes prefers the stability of potential. Potential is gentle. Potential cannot betray you. Potential cannot collapse. It lives in imagination, where everything is still possible. But living in this space carries a quiet cost, not a dramatic one, just a slow accumulation of unfinished movement. Ideas that never quite arrive, conversations that stay unspoken, paths that remain visible, but untouched. Over time, the mind becomes very skilled at staying here. It gathers reasons that sound reasonable. More preparation, more clarity, more time. The language of delay can be incredibly persuasive, because it often comes from intelligence, not avoidance. Yet somewhere inside, another feeling begins to grow. A quiet tension, not loud enough to demand attention, but steady enough to be felt in certain moments. In the late evening, when the day becomes quiet. In the brief pause after someone asks what you truly want. In the small awareness that life continues moving, even while you remain in place. Almost is a strange place to live, because it carries both hope and hesitation at the same time. You are close enough to possibility to feel its warmth, but not close enough to experience its reality. And so the mind stays busy imagining, adjusting, refining, waiting for the moment when everything finally feels certain. But certainty is a rare visitor in human life. Most paths only become clear after they begin. Still, the pattern of almost is rarely about logic. It is about protection. A quiet effort to avoid the emotional weight that once came with stepping forward too soon. Some people learned early that effort could be criticized, that dreams could be dismissed, so that showing your true direction might invite judgment. So the system found a middle space, a place where desire could exist, without being fully exposed. From there, you can still see the life you might live. You can still imagine becoming someone different. You can still feel the pull of possibility, but you remain slightly hidden from it, not because you are incapable, but because invisibility once felt safer than being fully seen. Over the years, this can become part of how you move through every important decision. Career paths, relationships, creative ideas, even small personal changes. You approach the threshold. You linger there. So when life continues unfolding just beyond it. The strange thing is that people who live in almost are often deeply aware of their own potential. They can see it clearly, sometimes more clearly than others around them. That awareness can make the distance feel even more confusing, because the gap between who you are and who you sense you could become is not very large. It's just never fully crossed. This is why the pattern can feel so subtle. From the outside, everything appears close to working, close to beginning, close to becoming real. But inside, something keeps holding the final step in suspension. And the longer this continues, the more familiar the edge becomes. The place of hesitation starts to feel like home. It's not entirely comfortable, but known. Yet this pattern is not a personal flaw. It is a form of memory. A memory of moments when stepping forward carried emotional consequences that were hard to hold at the time. The mind remembers those climates, even when the environment has changed, so it creates space. Just enough space between you and the leap. Just enough distance to stay protected. When you look at it through that lens, the pattern becomes easier to understand. It's not something broken, something learned. The human system is remarkably loyal to what once kept it safe, even years later, even in completely different circumstances. And so the life of almost continues quietly in the background. Not loudly stopping you, just gently slowing the final movement that would make something real. Sometimes the most important part of seeing a pattern is simply recognizing that it exists, not fixing it, not forcing it to disappear. Just noticing how carefully your mind has been trying to protect you. Because the space of almost did not appear randomly. It was built with intention, layer by layer, moment by moment. A younger version of you learning how to stay safe in uncertain, emotional weather. And that effort deserves understanding, not criticism. So if parts of your life feel suspended in that quiet in-between space, that place where things are always about to begin, it may simply mean that your system has spent many years learning how to approach the world carefully. Standing at the edge of possibility, feeling its pull, while also remembering the weight of what stepping forward once meant. And here you are now, still close to that doorway, still aware of what waits on the other side, not stuck. Just paused in a place that once felt safer than crossing.